Can you hear me, Tomasz?
Yeah.
Okay, we have somebody in the audience who is live streaming this, and the person who's live streaming this, who does Clubhouse debates, specifically put in a request for people in the YouTube chat to come in and troll. Okay?
Because it's just wasting my time. You've already said these things.
It's no different than what Darth Dawkin does to try to demand that his questions be answered, and it's a sort of manipulative control tactic that you guys are employing. It is Darth Dawkin.
Don't say tactic back at us.
Darth is a manipulative, controlling bully?
Absolutely.
Oh,
abusive.
Darth, what do you think about
He's
that?
abusive, and
Right
you
here.
guys are no different.
He's right
Darth,
here.
do you have a response?
I think John's wrong.
Well, I agree with John, actually.
You're entitled to disagree with me.
John has made a number of accusations in the past that he has repeatedly recanted from.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, Darth.
Yeah, of course you did.
You fucking idiot.
But I still stand by.
Haven't you made a number of very extreme accusations? And after I spoke with you privately, that you have recanted on a good number of occasions.
More than one occasion.
Yeah, more than one occasion. Mm-hmm.
But I do think, Darth, that sometimes in your rooms, you don't really have a conversation. What you do is, I will say you're more fair than some of these people, but what I will say is that you're trying to run a room in a way that follows a certain script, and you don't want to be diverted from the line of questioning that you're attempting to do, which is fair if you run the room, but maybe not so much if it's a different room, right? For example, in Ask a Christian, you were trying to ask the Muslim questions, who was asking questions about the Trinity. Rather than giving him answers on the Trinity, you kept asking him about Allah and things like that. It is not Christians ask the Muslim, it is Ask a Christian. And I happened to be a mod at that time, and I did send you down because of that, and a lot of people got very angry about me giving a platform to Muslims. But I thought it was just inappropriate for you to be asking questions to the Muslim. And I think in that sense it was a little bit abusive because you were very persistent in trying to interrogate the Muslim there in that particular situation.
Why would I care about your accusations now when you have a good track record of making very strident accusations and then you later recant in private?
No, I mean, if I made a mistake, if I was, like, for instance, a particular statement that I made with regard to my opinion about some hypothetical, I think it was, I think there's no real basis for it, and I have no problem taking that back, apologizing for it. But there are some problematic statements, I think, with regard to race relations. I've told you this in the back channel, and I don't take those kind of statements back.
You see, John, I'm not on here to win friends, okay?
Neither am I.
I'm on here to share the gospel. Well, you could have fooled me.
Yeah, I'm not here to
I'm
pull
on
a
here
Carnegie
to share the gospel. Excuse me for talking while you were interrupting. Gee, you want to talk about bullying, huh, John?
I do think you're a bully. I don't mind.
I think you're an atheist, ass kisser, and man pleaser. But then again, I've never recanted. You've never come to me and privately confronted me about your extreme accusations, but you've recanted on numerous occasions privately.
I don't know you to be a person who is apologetic. I don't see you having personal introspection, and therefore you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think that I need to confront you to say, listen, Darth, you characterize me, you're disparaging me about being an atheist ass kisser, and you're consistently making these comments, and I feel so offended that I need to confront you, that I need you to justify your comments and this and that. I don't need to do that, Darth. I'm comfortable with you having your own opinion about me.
And what does Darth Dawkin say? This is what they do. Yeah, you're in your disagreement. You're making excuses.
A mistake here, but I don't
He
think
made.
he
He made a
consistently.
mistake. He
And
made a
maybe he should
mistake.
apologize.
You know what it is? You're just a
Maybe he
man
should
pleaser.
apologize to you.
No,
but I'm not
maybe
gonna listen.
you should.
Darth,
Maybe you should
would
not
you
be
like to
giving the
let me
right hand
speak
of
or not?
fellowship. No, what I'd
Darth,
like to know from you
would you
is
like me
why
to
are you?
speak or not? Yes or
I
no?
want to know from you is why you give him the right hand of fellowship
Because he's
when
my
he
Christian
is
brother, Darth, just
okay,
like you are.
and
I'm
he is
not going
publicly
to neglect my
slandering and
Christian brother. Do you
defaming me.
understand that?
Right.
Do
So
you
let me
understand
ask you
that,
this,
Darth?
guy. Let me
Do
ask
you
you this, guy.
understand what a
Do
Christian is
you?
supposed
I
to do,
understand
Darth?
you. Now you
When
sound a little
he has a
agitated right
Christian
now.
brother who
Yeah.
is struggling, we're not supposed to abandon them, Darth. Do you
I
understand
didn't
that?
ask you to abandon him.
That's exactly
I
what
didn't
you're
ask you
doing,
to
Darth.
abandon
You're
him.
asking
Now,
me to ostracize James.
I'm not asking you to abandon him. Okay, so stop misrepresenting my position.
Then you
Now,
better
let
get
me ask you
clear,
this
Darth,
question
on
right
what
now.
you're
You
asking
sound
me.
a bit
You
agitated
understand?
right now. I understand.
Yeah,
Now you sound a
Darth,
bit
you know what I
agitated right
get tired
now.
of, Darth?
Why are
I
you
get tired of
agitated?
you sending me back channel messages telling me not to associate with people because you have judged them in some way that you don't think that they're worthy to have fellowship with.
No,
And that's what you've done with James here.
No, they have judged themselves unworthy. They've made it abundantly and transparently clear. Okay, they have made it abundantly clear.
I don't think he
that they're
has.
going to suck up to the atheists. You see, you act in a completely shameless way with the worst of the worst atheists who want it. Listen to me. You want it. There are a small number of atheists. Hey, Matt. Because you want to kiss their heinies, you want to sit there and chat with them, with the worst of the worst who engage in absolutely vile and disgusting slander against myself, and you just look the other way, like it's okay that they do that and that they're worthy of being publicly spoken to, when you should be drawing the line in the sand.
You're talking about atheists now. I thought we were talking about James.
Okay, well, either one. They have both conducted themselves in a way that crosses a line in the sand, which is beyond disgusting and reprehensible. But you just want to chit chat with them on Christian philosophy and apologetics, as though these people haven't crossed a vile and disgusting line in the sand. Have they crossed a disgusting line in the sand?
Well, according to what you said, then yes, some of what they did, I would say, is cross the line.
Okay, have you not been repeatedly informed, both publicly and privately, against the vile and disgusting repeated slander and defamation that they have impugned to me? Have you not been repeatedly informed about this?
Yes, and I've actually known some that have.
Why then do you continue? Why? Oh, are you talking about Godless Girl?
Yes.
Okay. Do you actually take that as being sincere?
Actually, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt right now. I think
you are gullible, sir. You are gullible. She has a long history of trolling everybody and everybody she can, friend and foe alike. I have known of her and about her for 10 to 12 years, starting on Pal Talk. She is somebody who is completely untrustworthy. Okay,
she has acknowledged that. Have you been? Have you heard her?
Okay, Matt, listen. You are gullible. Okay, I have listened to her in other chat rooms, and she continues to do the same deceit and deception and trolling. Okay. Now the bottom line is this: you're trying to skirt the issue that you are dealing with a small number of people who have decided to cross a line in the sand online, who are engaging in vile, disgusting slander and defamation. And we all know the names of the small number of characters, yet you want to continue to interact with them like they haven't crossed the line in the sand. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Have these small number of individuals crossed a line in the sand, as I'm putting it, that is beyond vile and disgusting in terms of slander and defamation?
I know of one who has admitted
Okay.
The rest I
That's
don't
not.
know of.
Can you? I haven't informed you of it, of what they've been
Yeah, I
doing.
mean, I no, I don't think you.
Okay,
You've
now
just
you're
told me. You've
lying.
just told me that
Now
people
you're
are trolling.
lying. Now I've
No, you've
told you
never
in
given me
private.
any details
I've
about it,
told you
Darth.
in private. I told you in private. Do you have a memory lapse?
Actually, I don't. Could you refresh my memory?
Okay, I'm not going to go through it publicly what I've gone through private with you. Okay, I'm
Darth,
not
I
going to
don't
dignify
recall
them.
having a conversation. I know
Oh,
that
you have
you've
a
said
memory
that some
lapse, mate.
people have
Okay, goodbye,
slandered
Matt.
you
Yeah, bye, Matt.
and
Hit
that
the
they
road.
have
Hit the
done
road.
certain things.
Hit the road, Matt. Here's another people pleasing, butt kissing, professing Christian who doesn't give a rat's rear end about one of his fellow Christians who's been a friend of his. Okay, and he just wants to deal with these people like these people are not conducting themselves publicly in an utterly vile manner. Okay. Now he wants to say, oh, one of them wants to apologize. Well, what about the rest of them you continue to hang out with and you interact with them like nothing's happened? He's complicit with these people, yet he wants to pretend that he's not. And I'm done. And what does Darth Dawkin say? This is what they do.
Me, or you could ask me my position instead of
Notice,
assuming it.
Albie, he doesn't have a rebuttal. He's
Hey,
playing
it's
the
Darth.
dodge game.
Darth, what's up, buddy? How are you doing?
Notice he's dodging your statement. He's not offering a rebuttal.
Oh my God,
Hi,
not
Darth.
Darth.
Yeah, I'm
So,
not hearing a rebuttal.
I don't care, dude. I don't care what you want. I'm not here to answer your
It's
questions.
embarrassing.
Well,
It's
so Ben,
embarrassing when you verbally showboat and don't offer a rebuttal to what he said.
I mean, Darth is right. So if
What
that's not your position, then how would you, you know, how would you
how would
go
I
He
ahead
what?
has
and?
to offer an evolutionary rebuttal.
No, I don't. I can offer a rebuttal if you ask me a question. Ask what's the question you want me to answer?
You see, now it's
I'm not
I
talking to you,
believe it.
Darth.
It's called.
Talking to
I'm not
Albie.
talking to you. I'm talking to the room. I'm making a brief
Nobody cares
commentary
what
that
you
I will
think.
shut up. Okay. I would ask the
Right. Sure you
moderators
will.
that if he persists in over talking, just kick him. Okay.
Are you still
You'll
butthurt about the Tom Rabbit video, Darth?
okay.
Be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah. So Ben, so
I would ask
we're
the
here.
moderators one more time if he continues to troll that he forfeits his privilege of speaking on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ben, you still haven't offered offered an argument as to.
What's the question? What is the question
So,
you want me
well,
to answer?
It's the
according
I
to
forgot card now.
according to naturalistic evolution, women are simply breeders who exist to pass along smart genes, right? And simply once they pass their childbearing years, they've outlived their usefulness.
And you think that's what I think because I'm an atheist and I
It's
accept evolution?
it's
Is
not
that what
about
you're
what you
saying?
think; it's
He's
about the
repeating what he did
consistency
again.
of
That's
your
the only thing
worldview.
you can justify.
No,
No,
Albie,
no,
evolution
no,
doesn't give
because
you
I don't think
anything
that. I don't think,
wrong.
excuse me,
he's not
Darth,
offering a
excuse
rebuttal.
me. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Darth came in and screwed up the conversation again.
You're doing it again. You're
This
not
is
giving
what
a
the
rebuttal.
Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben. I just looked up what you and Haiti said, and it's a big fat lie. Do you know
What
what
is?
Zakia is?
Hey, wait,
What,
what now?
what did I say?
Or maybe it was Haiti, but she said that it's better to have a baby after 60 versus 13. I was walking and I heard her say that, and I just looked up uh, using a medical journal, and it says it's better to have babies closer to puberty, physically, not mentally in this day, but physically, it's better when you're younger. So this little argument that you came to try to bust the Christians on, why don't you take it and shove it?
Alrighty then. Hey,
Uh,
Albie,
uh,
what was the question you wanted me to answer? And I'd be happy to answer it for you if you just tell me again.
It wasn't a question. You had to offer
Darth,
a
I'm not
rebuttal to what
talking
he
to you,
said.
dude.
Okay. Yeah, you're a poor listener. You need to offer a rebuttal to what he said. It wasn't a
Albie,
question.
well, if you would
He's
hush,
trying to
Albie
clarify,
could.
Darth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Yeah,
hush,
well,
Darth.
hold on. Just to be clear, Darth is right, because this is the second, possibly the third time I've mentioned it. So again, I'm going to repeat it, because that's what atheists do. They try to dodge, right? They come in here, they try to troll,
It's
I
and
forgot card.
and that's all it is. So again, right? According to naturalistic evolution, women are simply breeders, right? Who only exist to pass along smart genes. And
I
once they
heard all that.
pass that their childbearing years, they've outlived their usefulness. So in other
Okay.
words, women are replaceable biological units programmed by a blind process that you call natural evolution. So now, how would you, right?
He either has to accept that or give a formal rebuttal.
Okay.
In
So
your
my
in your
answer.
yeah, in your view to a woman, how would you go about identifying a woman in your worldview if you're going to be consistent with it?
Well, I don't think because evolution exists that I have to have a certain position on what a woman's place is in this planet. Because evolution just says you're here to reproduce and die. Because human
That's
beings
what he
add
just
value to
said.
things. Darth, I'm not talking to you, dude.
You're not
Hush.
giving a rebuttal.
You're not shutting up so I can. Why don't you
No,
zip it
I
and
would
listen for
shut up.
once
Ben,
in your
I
freaking
would
life?
shut
Ben,
up, but you're not giving a rebuttal. You're playing the dodge game.
No, fucking hell.
Ben,
Can somebody
Ben,
Are you
mute
giving
him?
a rebuttal
Ben,
or are you
Ben.
agreeing with him?
Can you offer a rebuttal?
I'm trying to explain it to you. You're
Are you
saying
giving
that
a
because,
rebuttal?
okay, you
Darth,
know
shut
what?
up.
Seriously, Darth, zip it. All right, Albie, listen. You say naturalistic evolution states that women are just biological incubators. Okay. And I suppose at some level that's true. And males are biological seeders for the incubators. Okay. That's probably true on a macro level. Yeah, that's what we do. We reproduce and die. Okay. But human beings, individuals, add value to things. We can say women are valuable even after their childbearing years because
Not
we appreciate
not
them
in
and
a
we love them.
naturalistic
Yes, because
Let me
evolution,
make a
I am
Darth.
comment,
It
saying
please.
doesn't
that.
work that way, because
It does because I am saying
a
that.
man can continue to
Albie, may
plant
I
his
make a
seed.
comment?
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Go
matter,
ahead,
dude.
Darth.
Yeah,
I'd
Darth,
like to
please
make a
talk.
comment.
We're all interested.
What he just did was he just invoked that because human beings evolved to have neurological states, okay, toward
Clearly, you're not
certain.
evolved, Darth.
Let me finish, please. You said we add value. When you say we add value, is the value intrinsic and objective, or is it neurologically subjective?
So, do you want to talk about the boots comment, Darth?
I'd like you to answer the question. You see, you're dodging.
Oh, I'd like you. I'd like you. Yeah, yeah.
You know what? They're going to kick you if you start trolling.
I don't give a flying fornication, Darth.
Good. Can you answer my question?
No, I'm not answering your question. I
All
wasn't
right,
talking to you.
Ben.
Okay,
So
so
you
he
don't have
can't.
an
Besides, you
answer
He,
then.
blocked me. You
he
shouldn't
has
be
no
talking to him
rebuttal.
anyway.
He
So,
just said
Albie.
we
So,
add
Albie,
value, so
listen.
it's
Albie,
subjective,
listen.
so it doesn't mean
So,
anything.
so Albie, listen. Human
Ben, do you have an
beings.
answer?
Don't
Yes,
allow
human
him to
beings.
dodge.
If human
Wow.
beings decide what matters to them, okay? You can say because a woman is past her childbearing years, according to naturalistic evolution, she's worthless. But humans can say, no, they're valuable. They have
So
value.
humans are
Is your
agents.
mom,
God.
hey, Albie, I assume you have a mother. Albie, I
He
assume you
just
have
said
a mother.
humans are agents. He has to
Excuse me,
defend that.
Darth, can you shut up? Albie, I'm sure you
Oh,
have a mother.
Stop
you
dogging
don't like
Batty.
somebody
Ben,
talking to you?
Darth, you
Ben,
won't shut up.
You can
Ben,
dish
Albie,
it out, but you
Ben,
do
can't
you
take
Ben,
it
have a
from me.
mother?
Ben,
Albie,
Ben,
do you have a
Ben,
mother?
Ben. Let me just tell you what you're doing, just to let you know. What you're
No, I
doing
asked you, do
is,
you have a mother? I
well, hold
answered
on.
your question. Will you answer mine?
Hold
This
on
is
one
what he
second.
does to
Do you have a
What
Man,
you're
mother,
shut
doing,
up,
Albie?
you
Ben,
just.
Albie, okay, is she past
Bent,
childbearing years? Is she past childbearing years?
Bent.
Is she past
Stop.
childbearing
That's
years?
what I'm
I
trying to
would
tell
remove
you.
him if
In
he
the
doesn't
Is
shut
she
the
Christian
past
fuck
worldview,
up.
Ben,
childbearing years?
listen, hold on one second. Hold on. Ben, you're getting excited. In the Christian worldview, right, a woman has honor even past her childbearing years. But in a naturalistic, evolution, in your worldview as an atheist, if you're going to be a consistent, women are simply breeders who exist to pass along smart genes. And again, after they
You need to give
after
an
they pass
argument
their
for that.
childbearing years, they have absolutely no use in a naturalistic worldview.
Well, I would have to
Unlike,
disagree with you.
unlike the Christian worldview, which is the true worldview, in which now you're trying to borrow from in order to justify
Is that what you
how.
think?
Well,
So,
no,
because I
that's what
don't
it
think
is.
women
Because
are
now you're going to talk
property.
about love
Hey,
and purpose.
Albie,
And
I don't think women are property, so I'm definitely not borrowing from the Christian worldview because I know that women have more value than your Bible gives them. So don't come at me with some
there it
moral high
is.
horse. Oh yeah.
Value is
And
I don't
there
simply
want
it
to
is.
argue,
a
Ben.
value is just
Dude,
simply a
it's
neurological
our
state
Well,
that you
hey,
convention,
you
evolve.
so
don't
shut
don't
up.
come to me talking about. Don't be coming and talking to me about how you value females,
Stop being
and
a
your
Ben.
Bible says it's their
Ben.
property.
It's your
When I
You know
opinion.
what?
say I value them due to the fact that they have
Opinion.
value as
It's
another
our
cogent
opinion. Who
being.
cares? Who cares?
Okay. Yeah. When you say value, are you saying human beings are
What does that
agents when
even
they
mean?
value things? Are human beings agent when they value
So
things?
anyway, Albie, do you have another question for me?
Yeah.
Wow, you
I would
just
not let
started
him.
Yeah.
right
I would
there.
not let him run. He just bickers and
He just
argues. You just said
started
human
there.
beings value things.
Hey, Darth,
Are
I
human
know
beings
you got a hard
agents?
on for me,
Dude,
dude, but you're
Ben,
Yeah.
gonna have
You
to
stop.
know what?
calm down
Now
because I'm
it's time
talking
for
to
him to
Albie.
go,
You're
folks.
dodging.
Okay.
It's time for him to go now.
So now, Ben. I want you to notice what you did. You did admit that a woman has no use after she passes her childbearing years. You said that
No, I didn't
yourself.
say that. I said you could look at it that way if you wanted to.
You could
Okay.
look at it that way. What other way would I
Sure,
look at it if I was not
Albie, I
Well,
want you to
don't you
think
see
about
what
something.
he's
worldview?
Albie,
doing?
Albie, I'd like you to think
Don't you
about
see
something.
what he's doing?
Oh my
He's
God.
just
Can
bickering.
somebody
He's
mute
just
him?
bickering.
Albie,
No, Ben, you
I'd like
He's
to talk
bickering.
to
wasting
you. I'd
our
No,
like to have a
time.
conversation with
you
Here.
don't
Albie if
have a
that's okay.
conversation, you
He's
dog.
not directly responding
You're
to what
not
you're putting forth.
directly
So
responding, dude. Just get,
Albie,
okay.
Albie. So listen. You can say that. You can say, you know what? All we're here to do is to reproduce and die, to propagate the species. That's one way to look at it. And you could look at it that way
Stop
if you wanted
Do
to.
you reject that?
But I
Do you
don't
reject
like
that?
that's one way you could look at it. And if you want to be absolutely
Stop.
technical, yes, that's what's happening. We're reproducing and dying.
He
However,
agreed now. Guess what?
oh
He
my
agreed.
God, can anybody shut this
No,
jackass
Ben,
up?
you're just
No, you
saying you're
don't
gonna
Albie,
either, do
answer the
you?
Yeah.
damn
Somebody does
Hold
it to
on.
question.
Hold
you, do
on.
you?
Hold on.
Albie, I'm
Derek.
trying
Hold
to
on.
talk to Albie. Albie, listen, you can say that.
Ben.
However, do you not give value to things? Do you not appreciate things or not? As a human being, are there things
On
you like?
But
Are there things you
that's the
care about?
point, though. The point is there's purpose for these human beings in a
There's
Christian
purpose for
worldview.
us while we're here.
In your
There's purpose
worldview,
for us
no,
while we're
there
here.
absolutely isn't. You're just
Well, you
simply
can say that,
bags
but
of
you would
body
be
dust.
incorrect
Listen, you're
because what
just
you fail to have is
listen to
imagination
me.
to
You know
look
what?
Listen to
outside
me.
your
I
religious
would get rid of
beliefs.
him. Get him off the stage.
You're simply a
Next
bag of body
objection.
dust, right?
Sure,
Stardust
sure.
that's
That's
walking
fine.
around.
And you can look at it that way if you want,
Well,
but
that's
I
what it
see it
is because
differently.
there
I
is
see it
there is
differently.
no
I'm
immaterial.
sorry
It's
that your
simply
religious
material.
views have
Stop
clouded your
your
You're not
judgment.
justified
religious
in
You know
saying
what?
it like
Get him
behavior.
that.
off the stage. He's
All
wasting our
right,
time.
one
Let's not
mic,
bicker.
please. One mic. Let's take turn talking now.
Yeah, yeah. This is what he
Yeah.
does with whatever platform he is in. He just bickers like an intoxicated teenager at the cafeteria table. Okay. He makes bold assertions, and then when you put it to him to defend it, he just talks around it, and then he makes more assertions. He does this every platform he's on.
He didn't even answer the question. He went, he just
Now,
told you what it is. But
notice he says that we give value to it. So in his viewpoint, value is just simply a neurological state that a biological entity has by virtue of blind forces of random mutation followed by natural selection. And then he finally admitted what you said was true, where earlier he denied it. But then he finally came in and he admitted it and agreed with you. He contradicted himself. This is why it is useless talking with that guy. Okay?
And yet they want to come to Christian rooms and try to condemn Christianity upon what we believe, having no moral standards, right? Living
Well,
a lives.
listen, can I give you a piece of advice?
Yeah,
When
Darth,
you
go ahead.
say he has absolute no moral standard, I completely agree with you, but you're not going far enough. When you say he has no moral standard, what you're saying is he has no objective grounding to invoke and establish moral distinctions. But you see, that's not going far enough. If that's true, then neither does he have any objective grounding to make any determinations at all. Notice that he tried to communicate that human beings were agents. How are any entities in the universe, if you will, agents in a world without God who grants agency? How does something produce, how does the non-rational produce its opposite, the rational? He has a
That's a
dialectical
composition division fallacy.
Walter, stop.
it is not. It's not a composition
Sure is.
fallacy at all.
No, it is. Stop.
What
You're
are you
trolling.
smoking pot?
You better not troll, Walter. 'Cause you
It's
have
not a
a.
it's not a composition fallacy at all. What we're talking about. Let me ask you this, Walter. Can something become its opposite?
Hold on, I'm checking out of the store.
Yeah. Oh, you see,
Wow.
all of a sudden he shoots. And by the way, Walter has a long history of trolling
Yep. You
in
better watch
previous
out.
rooms. So I will let the moderators take note that if he starts trolling again, remove him from the stage. Now, Bent wants to invoke
Hey,
human
make sure you guys
beings
listen
Stop.
to the
imposed
Darth
Walter,
value.
shut up.
Okay, he's implying that they're agents. But how does agency arise from non-agency? How does its opposite produce its opposite?
Yeah, that's the composition division fallacy, dummy.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not a
not, dude.
composition.
Yes,
Stop
it is.
trolling, Walter.
No,
You just-
Walter, you need to stop. That is not the composition fallacy.
Of course it
Okay?
is.
No, Walter, I'll ask you a very simple question. How does
How
the
do amino
Dude, stop.
acids
non-rational?
lift
Dude,
Okay,
weights?
if you ever talk me again, they're going to kick you off stage because you
How
have
do
a history
stop
of
how do
trolling.
amino
arguing.
Now,
acids
I will
lift
ask you a
weights?
simple question.
Walter,
Give
Shut up,
Walter,
Walter.
Walter. If you're gonna listen,
him one
I'm gonna
warning and
put this,
kick him.
I'm gonna put this out there. If you do overtalk Darth, if you're not gonna answer his question, then you'll be removed to the
Okay,
audience.
does
This
that
is one of
Unless
their. This
Danny,
is
because
one of their tactics.
this isn't my, like,
yeah, that's
but you
Albie,
know,
that's fine. But does that apply to him as well?
No, I wasn't finished
Dude,
yet.
stop it, Walter.
you're an atheist, right?
Yes,
How does
he
Walter,
the
is.
Yeah.
non-rational produce its
You're an
opposite?
atheist, right?
Albie, does that apply to
Yeah,
Darth Dawkins as well?
Walter, just mute yourself. Let Darth ask his
You know,
question.
these people behave like 13-year-olds. They're disgusting. Walter, how
Don't
does
talk
the
about Darth like that.
non-rational result in its opposite?
That's a composition
They're
division
not dogs.
fallacy. I already told
Oh
you. I
my
already
god.
explained that.
Walter, that's a question, okay?
Yeah, it
How
doesn't. It's
does
a
the
composition division
non-rational
fallacy.
result in its opposite? That's a question.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's a composition
Dude,
division
No,
fallacy.
so do you believe that the ground of all being is characteristically rational?
I don't know what the ground of all being is, Darth.
Okay, so then
What is it?
you think that the rational comes from I don't know?
Yeah, what's wrong with not having an answer to something?
No,
I mean,
okay,
I could make
then what
something
you've
up.
got, okay, if you don't know
But you know
what
what?
the
That'll be a
background
God of the
information,
gaps
okay,
fallacy.
you see this? You know what? Get rid
So
of
now
this
you've
guy.
got the God of the
stop
Get rid of
gaps.
him.
dodging,
Get
Walter.
rid
This
of
is
Got
what
the
this
you
guy.
God of
do, dude. You're annoying,
Albie,
dude.
get rid of him.
Not.
Get rid of him. Okay. See, this is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with the bottom of the barrel atheist scum who have low education, low intellect, and they just troll, bicker, 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 bicker. Okay. And when you ask them a precise question that exposes the bankruptcy of what they're affirming, then they just move on to another rabbit trail. When you don't get pulled away by their shiny little objects, you know, their verbal misdirection to segue onto another topic, and you say no, you need to answer the question. Say no, you're the one who's changing the subject. This is why you should have zero tolerance for people like Bent and Walter. They do not know how to conduct themselves in an adult debate. And what does Darth Dawkins say? This is what they do. Yeah. So regardless of how people have succumbed to fooling themselves when they're neutral, when they're not, there are people who have committed logical fallacies that because they haven't been exposed to a analysis of it, right? That they're not aware that it's a fallacy. But you are no longer unaware that you're claiming neutrality is illegitimate. It doesn't hold up upon a transcendental analysis. If you leave out a transcendental perspective, then you could be neutral toward God. But you see, God is in a category of transcendental necessity. But if you leave that out and you start to conceptualize God as you would Bigfoot or leprechauns,
If
right,
you
or
ignore
aliens,
God's necessary relationship with facts,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that you're asserting facts,
yeah.
so you're
If
making
you,
assertions indirectly about God.
yeah, if you misconceptualize God other than what he is defined to be, then you can be neutral toward that misconception. But you can't be neutral toward God when he is properly conceived definitionally. Okay? So,
Yeah.
your position is either directly or indirectly the God world or the not God world. So, which world are you in, sir?
I mean, I guess I'm in the not God world, if that's where
Good.
we've arrived.
And is that my Bible says that you are doing so because you are guilty of resistant non-belief. Is your non-belief the product of resistance and defiance? Or is your non-belief non-resistant and non-arbitrary?
I think it just hasn't been foisted upon me, right?
That's not an
really
answer to my question. That
Well,
was
I
a
would say it's
purposefully. Hold on a second.
non-resistant.
That was a. Okay. So now you want to honestly answer the question. So
Right.
you are in a state of non-resistant unbelief.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, is your unbelief arbitrary or non-arbitrary?
It might be arbitrary.
No, I didn't ask you what it might be. I asked you what it is.
Oh, I would say it's arbitrary then.
Did everybody in the audience and on the panel see this? This is what they do. This is one of their pieces of shtick that they do. Okay?
So you can't
Please
answer
don't.
the room's
No.
question.
Don't overtalk me.
Just pin me
Don't
down to the
overtalk
arbitrary
me. Shut
position,
up.
Darth.
Shut up. I don't want anyone to overtalk me at this moment. What he just did is a classic maneuver of evasion while pretending not to evade. He answers with, well, it could be, it might be. I didn't ask you if it could be or might be, did I? I said, is it? Is your not Godism arbitrary or not?
Definitely arbitrary. It's based on my point of view.
Okay, so are you sincere and are you being truthful that your adoption of the not God world is purely arbitrary?
Definitely. It's based upon my own point of view.
Oh, okay. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm thinking of 4 or 3 colors: green, brown, and orange. Green, brown, and orange.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pick one of those arbitrarily.
Orange.
Not in any reference to anything that you like. Okay.
Orange.
All right. Now, was that an arbitrary selection?
Definitely.
Okay. Now, I want to scratch that. I want you to select and keep another color rather than orange.
Okay, brown.
Okay, so there's a brown car and you're considering buying it, okay?
All right.
Right? And it's a really good deal, and it's brown. But it's a shade of brown that, it's not like UPS, right? And it's a good deal. Would you buy that brown car?
Yes.
Okay. Now, see, you had no problem switching when you made a purely arbitrary condition. So now you can opt from here on out for the rest of your life that God is, because your not Godism is arbitrary. So there wouldn't be anything preventing you from accepting that God is for the rest of your life.
So I should switch to the God position based
No,
off your arbitrary?
that's right. And that's right,
your
because you're right. And so, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God now?
Well, I
because
guess so,
you had no trouble. You had no trouble switching from orange to brown, did you?
Right.
Because your decision was arbitrary. Now, will you believe in God right now for the remainder of your life?
Well, Let me
Will
say
you
yes.
believe in God for the remainder of your life?
Let me say yes, but can I ask a follow-up
No.
based on
I
the
don't want you to.
conditional?
I don't want you to give me a hypothetical. I said, will you arbitrarily now believe and retain belief in God for the rest of your life? Will you do that?
Yes, but now I need to ask you a
Okay.
question.
Okay. So you're never going to give up on believing in God?
I guess, unless somebody really actually has the argument that you're asking for at the beginning of the
Nobody is
conversation.
believing you. Nobody is believing you right now. You're a liar.
Well, because
Nobody
now I have to
believes.
ask you a question.
So do you believe in God now?
No, I don't.
Okay, so
I
you're a
mean,
liar. Thank you for your time.
I'm
Good
not
day.
trying to be a liar.
Yeah, but yeah, you are a liar. Yeah. You see how pathologically they lie?
Well,
Yeah.
it turns out the end of the story, spoiler alert, is that he actually can't answer the question of the room. That he doesn't have warrant.
Now, you see, he knows that he gave a best case scenario, okay, which was, I don't know if there's a God. And he no longer could maintain the facade of being an agnostic, but he had nothing else to recourse to. So he had to admit, in order to save face, that he was being arbitrary. But if he's truly being arbitrary, there would be nothing stopping him from adopting the God world for the rest of his life, because it was purely arbitrary. And what does Darth Dawkin say? This is what they do. Okay, Ed, come up, or you can be booted from the room, or you can leave with your tail between your legs because you're being a keyboard warrior. You said I didn't prove my case. So what you're saying is, based upon the rationale that I've given, you have decided that it is not the content of it, the composite character of what I've said is not self-attesting. Well, you're making a counterclaim. So then you need to come up and defend that. Merely not accepting it is the coward's way out. The non-acceptance is an implicit counterclaim. So I'm going to invite you up, Ed. Okay? And you'll get all the time you want to speak. Come on up, Ed. Otherwise, you're just a trans teenager. Okay? You're suffering from trans teenagerism where you love to be a keyboard warrior. I'm waiting, Ed. I sent the invite several times. Okay, now, you reject the case that I made for the creator. When you don't accept it, you're making a counterclaim. Present your counterclaim for your model of reality.
I'm not making any counterclaim.
Okay, we're not going through this. I've dealt with you before on this. It is an implicit counterclaim. Is the Christian theistic position the presentation of a worldview?
I don't know what you're asking.
Okay, do you know what a worldview is?
Yes.
Okay, is Christianity a worldview?
Yes.
Good. Do you accept that worldview?
No.
Then you're operating from a worldview that is not the Christian worldview, correct?
I guess.
Then you're not operating from a position of neutrality. So when you object to the presentation of the composite Christian worldview, your objection will be either explicit or implicit in that you're operating from another worldview that provides you with the capacity to reason, to explicate, to predicate, okay? And that the Christian worldview doesn't.
That doesn't mean I'm saying everything is false.
No, Ed, listen to me carefully.
Darth, yes.
This is not a dispute over individual facts. What we have here between you and myself, between Christian theists and people who are not Christian theists, is we have a worldview clash. In order for you to reject the Christian worldview, you have to be operating from another worldview. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to speak.
Yeah, you said that, but that doesn't mean I'm saying no God exists.
No. Okay, Ed,
Yeah, can you
Do
stop
you
saying my name and
affirm,
just make an argument?
Ed?
Yes, Darth.
I've already made an argument for the existence of God. You were here the whole time. I'm not hearing a rebuttal. When you say, can you make an argument, did you not hear the case I made?
No, I was referring to the room title, by the way.
Did you not? Okay, yeah, stop lying to me. The fastest way to get kicked from my room is start lying. Now, you do not accept the Christian worldview,
Not
correct?
a lie, though.
You do not accept the Christian worldview, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, do you believe that there is a creator God?
No.
Okay. Then you are an atheist. You will either deny God directly or indirectly, explicitly or implicitly. There's
Well, no, that's
no
a Gnostic
escaping this.
claim. That's a
Okay,
Gnostic claim, not an atheist thing.
no, sir, listen to
Atheist
me.
means
No.
you don't believe.
Ed,
That's not saying
do you
something
think
doesn't
I'm not,
exist. Do you understand the difference between saying something doesn't
Ed,
exist and not believing?
Ed,
Yeah, can you stop saying my name and
there
just
are
answer the
two
question, please?
worlds. There are two
You answered.
worlds. There's
Can
the
you please
God
answer the
world.
question? I
What's
answered
the
multiple
question?
questions with you. Can you
What's the
answer mine?
question, Ed? What's
Do
the
you
question,
understand the
Ed?
difference? Do you understand the difference between not believing in something and saying something doesn't exist?
Does that stipulation that you're making, does it universally apply to everything?
Can you just answer the question?
I
It's
am
really
answering your
simple.
question.
No,
I
you're
understand.
asking me
I
something in return.
understand.
That's not an answer.
Hey, Ed, if you're going to bicker with me, I'm going to kick you.
I'm not bickering.
Okay?
I just want you to answer
Yes,
my
you
question.
are. Ed, I did answer your question. I
All right.
understand the difference. Now,
All right.
when
Well,
you
then
make
stop
such a
saying I'm
statement,
saying that
okay,
your God
Ed,
doesn't
last
exist. That's
warning.
not what I
Ed,
said.
last warning. Continue to
Last
bicker
warning
with me,
for
and I'm going to
what?
kick. Okay, goodbye. Okay, I warned you. Okay, you
My
want to be an
prediction came
asshole?
true. Read in
Goodbye.
the
You're
chat.
gone. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this is what they do. Okay. You try to have an intelligent conversation with them, and they just bicker, because they're suffering from stage 5 trans teenagerism. They can't help themselves. This is what they do. Okay? It's already been explained to him on countless occasions. You can be neutral toward some things, but you can't be neutral toward everything. And God is one of those things that is in a unique category that you can't be neutral toward, in spite of the fact that there is widespread popularity or thought, even in philosophical realms, that you can be neutral. The reason why you can't be neutral toward God is very simple as this, is because every fact that you conceive of, that you invoke, will either be invoked with the necessity of referencing the necessity of God or without. Facts will have a metaphysical dispositional nature to it, either necessitating God or existing without the necessity of God. Ed, like these other boneheads, they want to deny God in their minds of heart, but they don't want to be able to defend that denial. So they hide behind this, oh, I'm undecided, I neither affirm nor deny. Yeah, well, that doesn't cut the mustard. It doesn't work upon examination. And he did the same old shtick he does every single time. Okay? And what does Darth Dawkin say? This is what they do.